Hey, welcome to GZR.
Hello. Happy Monday. Here we are.
Here we are on GZR Ground Zero Radio. We're going to have a blast tonight.
It's a good night.
It's a great night.
Mm.
Yes, Jasper from Campus Jax in the house. Going to be telling us all about what he does, especially with his Feed the Need project. And Mike Karen has got some music industry news for us. What's happening?
Well, today, June 26th, is National Coconut Day for all those of you
I'll be
who like
darned.
Pina colada. And
You put the lime in the coconut.
mounds have nuts. So way back when in history, 1956, in an article in Look magazine entitled "The Great Rock and Roll Controversy," swing band leader Benny Goodman makes this comment about rock and roll. I guess it's okay, man. At least it has a beat.
What?
Very insightful.
I think way back 1950, that's getting blessing from one of the
That's a good point. Yeah.
music gods. Also on this date, 1979, the Village People became the first disco act to play Madison Square Garden.
I'll be darned. Well, they deserve that because they work hard for it.
Yeah. And this date in 2018, Barry Gibb is knighted by Prince Charles at Buckingham Palace.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Well,
so
yeah.
we got a BG knight.
He's a knight.
We like the Bee Gees.
Okay.
We love the Bee Gees.
We're a big Bee Gees fan.
And here's some local events this week. Tuesday, we got singer-songwriter showcase at Campus Jax. Also, there's around at the Neat Coffee in Costa Mesa. Also, Heidi Merrill and friend of the show Dave Tibbetts is going to be at the ranch at Laguna Beach. Thursday, friend of the show Billy Alexander and his band Why Not will be at the Coach House.
Can't wait for that one.
It'll be a great show. Friday, Kurt Hunter will be at La Cave in Costa Mesa. Maybe you guys can give me directions to that place. Saturday, we have Pierce the Veil at 5 Point Amphitheater. And then on July 8th, coming up, Michael Oliveri Band benefit concert for Jax
right.
Feed the Need at Campus Jax. We'll be hearing more about that in a bit. Some notable birthdays today. Terry Nunn of Berlin. Happy birthday, Terry. And Mick Jones of The Clash. And singer Chris Isaac. And on Thursday, early happy birthday wishes to Nicole Scherzinger, Don Dokken, and Deep Purple drummer Ian Pace.
Wow.
Any of those guys, give me a call. You got my number. If you don't, find it. We'd love to have you guys on the show. That's it. That's the news.
That is the
All right.
news.
Well done there, Michael.
Good job.
Yep.
Good job, Mike. Welcome to the show, Jasper from Campus Jax.
Hi,
Welcome.
Michaela. Thank you for having me. Happy to be here. Love me some KOCI, so
Yes.
really happy to be here.
Yes.
Thanks for coming.
And we love us some Campus Jax.
Hey.
Some shrimp.
There you go.
Yes. Peel and eat shrimp. So let's talk about you. Let's talk about Campus Jax and tell us how that all got started with Campus Jax and how you rolled into the Feed the Need charity.
Yeah, sure. So people might remember me mostly from about 89 up through about 8 years ago as operator of Jax Shrimp down on Coast Highway. So I've been in Newport Beach for almost 34 years.
Wow.
26 of it was at Jax Shrimp. And then about 8 years ago, I took over the old Hoagie Barmichaels.
Yes.
Up there by the airport and turned it into Campus Jax. It's JAX. So we got that going up there. And it came with a live entertainment stage and that. So from Hoagies. And we just kind of rolled in the the Jax Shrimp menu along with the Hoagie Barmichaels stage and created a music venue that had some great food and some great music kind of going on. So we did that for about the first 5 years up until the COVID shut us down in March of 2020. So that's kind of where things shifted for us, where we closed down. I put up a sign on the door that said, hey, when I reopen, I'm going to do what I can for the community. And the first thing that I did when I opened up is I went and prepared some meals for the frontline workers that were taking care of the elderly at an elderly care facility. So I did that first. And then the next thing I did the following week is I packaged up a couple hundred meals and went out to Mary's Kitchen for the homeless shelter they had going on out there, all volunteer work, and did that. And that felt so good. I went on Facebook and I said, hey, I just did this. It feels really good if anybody wants to help support the homeless and with meals. just let me know and I'll go do that. And within 10 hours, I got my first donation of $1,500 for that. So I did it that week. And then the next week I got another one. And so that kind of started the whole Feed the Need program for Campus Jax, coming out of the kitchen when everybody was still doing takeout versus having the restaurants open. And then we've just been doing it every Wednesday since for the last 3 years. We've got over 20,000 meals that we've brought out to the homeless so far, thanks to personal donations and band donations and the like on that. So that's kind of where we're at.
Wow, what a great story. Thank you for that. It's amazing.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he literally did keep people employed during the whole lockdown with literally this massive tent and all the sound equipment moved out under the tent, still serving food, at the socially appropriate distance.
Right.
And so he kept people working. Kept people paid.
Yeah.
He kept musicians on the stage because there was a stage under that tent.
Right. Yeah.
And he kept people fed, whether they came to Campus Jax for food or through Feed the Need. And that is just, it's high five to you. I want to shake your friend.
Well,
I want to shake your hand, my friend.
Yeah. But yeah, I had a lot of help with that. So I had with the tent company, because they shut down Stagecoach. The tent company, when they realized what I was doing, they donated almost all the costs of the tent. So I got a really good deal on the tent. So that helped. And then my friend Mark Wood had a entertainment company. They weren't doing anything. He donated a stage. So I had a lot of help along the way. And then when I first opened up and had the stage out, before we had the tent, none of the bands had played anywhere for a good 3 months. So when I said, hey guys, would you like to come out and play? I got an outdoor stage and we're doing things outside, and I said, but the first concert you give has to be 100% to help the homeless. And they all went, no problem.
I'm in.
I had Matt Mauser and the Tijuana Dogs, Family Style, Reflex, all my regular house bands, and everybody were just happy to do that. And they're still actually, when they play, a good percentage of their proceeds on Fridays and Saturday nights, every Friday and Saturday night, 20% of all the ticket prices go to the Feed the Need program. So when you go out and you buy a ticket at Campus Jax to go see one of these great bands on a Friday and Saturday night, you're also helping the Feed the Need program. So, and it's very generous of the bands. It's just, musicians are really, throughout history, been some of the most giving people in providing charity events for whether it's AIDS or Farm Aid or whatever, and our local musicians here in Orange County are doing that every weekend. So hats off to them.
Yes, and I noticed now that you're back inside, the tent is gone, hallelujah, and we're back inside in your beautiful property, which is a supper club, dinner club environment with QSC sound system.
Yep.
Yes.
Another helping hand there with QSC. QSC actually donated us a bunch of speakers to do the outside. We had a whole nother sound system that they provided for us when we were doing that in the tent. So little help from my friends, as Ringo Starr would say, right?
Yes, yeah. What a blessing all the way around for everyone involved. And to keep people fed, to keep the musicians playing, to keep Campus Jax open and your own employees as well. Phenomenal. And, congratulations and bless you for all of the hours behind the scenes. I'm sure there were massive amount of hours to keep things afloat.
Yeah, that was not easy, especially through the pandemic, and then to keep the meals going. People were really generous during the pandemic, and that kind of dropped off a little bit in the last few years, which really made the musicians stepping up, keeping things sustainable. But I've always struggled with, when you see a homeless person, do you give them money? Are you helping them? Are you hurting them? Do you give them? Do you not? You feel good? You don't feel good about giving them money a lot of times. You don't feel good about not giving them money a lot of times. And the Feed the Need kind of solved that for me personally. You can always feel good about giving somebody a hot meal. So we go out of our way to give them a restaurant quality meal. It's the same food that we serve at Campus Jax more often than not, and then some special meals that we do make for them that we don't even have on the menu. And it gives them that one kind of step back into, hey, this is kind of, you're not just getting handout food, you're getting some really great meals, and it goes a long way. We were doing the Mary's Kitchen before they got closed, 300 meals every Wednesday for them, and then we had the Wise Place Women's Shelter we've gone to, Share Ourselves Kitchen, and also frontline workers, like I said, at the elderly care facilities, the Ralph's grocery store. A lot of people forgot those guys when everybody else was staying in. The grocery store people showed up and did an amazing job, and so we rewarded them with a meal. And I have Hoag Hospital on my list as well to still to go on there to kind of, because you don't want to forget about the hospital workers that really helped everybody through the pandemic. So they're still on the list, but mainly we're doing the Feed the Need for to support the homeless shelters, which are all volunteer. Right now, most of our focus is on Wise Place. It's a women's shelter. And I didn't know, but 1 in 4 homeless are women, and they're the most vulnerable of the homeless community out there. And they really do a wonderful job of transitioning people back in to getting apartments, getting jobs, and doing things, and getting back out on their own. And they, just rescue a lot of women that otherwise would be in their car, out on the street, or what have you. So it's really rewarding to spend all those hours and all that time to kind of participate in that. And it's a community-based effort at the end of the day, much KOCI too, community radio, and supported and that. So it's kind of a labor of love, and kind of made all those extra hours and all that work during COVID worthwhile for me to get up and go in and do all that. Was at least there was some good coming out of that. And like you said, kept employees, my staff employed, and musicians. We had people flying in from New York. We were literally the only place in the country that was open legally out, for a tent. City of Newport Beach was great about supporting businesses and staying open. And I'm in a unique location because I'm right by the airport. Mm-hmm. So I haven't had a jet complain of my bands yet. But some of the other people were down on the peninsula and around couldn't do that because they were in neighborhoods in that. But the city did give me. I said, hey, we're not doing tailgating, and we're not we're doing the proper distancing and all that, and we're doing it to help feed the homeless. That was what we were doing the shows for, and it helped the bands keep their sanity, and then the people that came to the concerts too, for their sanity. And everybody was locked into homes, and they couldn't wait to get out and see some live music, and get out and it was kind of interesting because when we were social distancing, we couldn't let people dance, because as soon as you let them dance, they'd bust all the rules. Mm-hmm. and they were it was always a little bit of a policing expedition for me on those nights, which wasn't necessarily fun, because you want people to have fun, but we just wanted to keep within the rules and not get shut down. And then once they could dance, it wasn't as big a deal for them anymore. They just kind of hung out and listened. But so a little community sanity there for people, as well as helping out the musicians and the homeless. So it was just a win-win-win.
Win-win-win.
Yeah.
Win-win.
Yeah.
Community sanity. I like that phrase, and you're absolutely right. And thank you so much for all the hours and effort you put into just making it work. And, you brought some sanity to the community with that. So tell us how anyone that wants to make a donation towards Feed the Need, who should they contact?
Yeah, so if you go to my website, campusjax.com, that's kind of the plan, from Jack Shrimp went to Campus Jax, but it wasn't too much work on your thumbs to type in. I'm at JACK''S, so I shortened it down to just JAX. And so if you go to campusjax.com, you'll go in there and you can see the entertainment calendar that we have coming up and all the shows that we have, and you'll see on the Fridays and Saturdays where there's the donates to the Feed the Need category. But there's also a button in there that says Donate to Feed the Need. And you can go in there and you can pick any dollar amount. You can start, you can do meals start out $12 a piece. We have people that donate a monthly regular. I had somebody that started out back when we first did it, donating $12 one meal every paycheck every 2 weeks, and now she's up to like $700 because she's been doing it all along. Candy Gull, she's been doing that. I have a couple other people that will donate regularly and signed up for the repeat deal. Karen Marcelio and Mimi Rivera were my first two to kind of do that. And you can go in there and just do a repeat donation. So that comes out every month, or you can do a single one. So there's $12, $120, $1,200, $12,000, like in 12s. That by the time we package up the the meals that we have at the restaurant that go $18 to $24 or whatever, we reduce that all down and deliver it and do it, package it and cook it and do everything in there and get it out for $12, including all the taxes and everything else that we're doing to get those meals out. And so there's various levels that you can do that at. And if you're interested in, like, we have some family trusts and our corporate businesses or things like that that want to do a larger donation.
Yeah.
I'm paired with the wonderful people over at Women's Journey Foundation, which is got a 501c3. They do wonderful work to help teenage girls at risk, help prevent suicide, which is the number one problem with teenage girls. So I'm on the board actually of that, and then we do several charity benefits with them. But they allow me to use their 501c3. So somebody who wants and needs to have a 501c3 to donate to, we can get that covered as well. So.
Excellent.
Wow, amazing.
I love all the inner workings that you've got laid out. And what about these musicians that come and play during a Feed the Need event? If a musician is interested in doing that and helping you, and they're a quality musician, who would they submit their content to?
Yeah, they would go to the campusjax@gmail.com and ask to participate. But kind of a mandatory, if you're playing my restaurant at a supper club at on a Friday or Saturday, there is a mandatory Feed the Need 20%, or you're not playing. Right. So everybody does that. So we've had Queen Nation, we've had John Tesh, we've had Take Six, we've had Grammy Award-winning people come in and play, and they participate in that Feed the Need program. And every Friday, Saturday, we just had Matt Mauser in with his Sinatra last Saturday, and he raised a couple $1,000. There's a high-ticket item there that he comes in and plays at the small venue, and so he did that. The Tijuana Dogs always donate in there. Reflex, we've got all kinds of great bands coming in, 80s bands, a lot of tribute bands. If you go to campusjax.com, you'll see the tribute bands in there. And best thing to do is to sign up and become a VIP, and then that way you'll get a weekly notice of here's what the bands are, and you'll get the first time notification of when the hot tickets are going on sale if you become a VIP. And I do VIP special deals frequently as well. So that's kind of the best way to see what's coming up and how to participate on that. And then we do have some bands that go, hey, I just want to come in and play for all charity. And the guy formerly of SpongeBob, Kenny, is coming in to do that. He's got a show coming up. So and a fantastic musician. He doesn't do a lot of his SpongeBob stuff because for legal reasons he can't. But man, what an amazing musician, and a swing band. It's a lot of energy. Fantastic guy. But we've got all kinds of great musicians coming in. And when we were doing the tent, we literally, because we're the only place in the country that had any place to play, we were having people musicians fly in from New York to come in and play. And we had a lot of really top jazz musicians show up because of that. And we've got we kind of come a real, in a short term, a real validated venue for jazz musicians to come and play. And recently we had and help with my partner Tim Ellis, who runs all the production things in there, formed a MetaJax record label and did an album with Arturo Sandoval. And the first one that we put out was nominated for a Grammy. And so it was pretty special on the first one. And then Arturo's nominated for the Latin Jammies, which is Latin Grammys, which
Latin
is
Jammies.
Jammies. Yes, my friend.
The Latin Jammies.
That's coming up, so we're excited about that. We're going to have probably get Arturo back in again, and he usually doesn't play these small venues either. So we're kind of blessed with the QSC sound and the room that we have and the musicians that we get because of some of the roads that we built during the COVID out in the tent.
Yeah, I want to add something because being in many clubs throughout my life, I finally ventured over to see your club and was amazed at how beautiful it is. I mean, it's just stunning facility to go into. And the first thing that caught me was that the room has obviously been done acoustically really well because there's no standing waves. There's things on the wall that make it, aesthetically pleasing, and the sound is incredible. And I was just listening to the audio coming off the PA. I'm a big fan of QSC, of course, too. But you've done a wonderful job with building that venue. Anybody who would go to hang out there and see bands would be very happy to be in that place. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's certainly not
great vibe.
Hoagie Barmichael's sound and vibe anymore. So we did a little cleanup on aisle 3 for that, and then and then we've got a gal Golden from QSE comes in and mixes our sound and does an amazing job, and a lot with the live streaming that we're doing through Tim Ellis, and we're also got shows that go out into the metaverse and have an overlay world. There's a lot of things that are kind of happening that we were headed with streaming and all that way before COVID and everybody else started streaming. We started streaming literally 4 days after COVID hit and shut everybody down because we were already doing that. So we've streamed, I think, over 400 shows at this point.
Nice.
Since doing that. And with Golden running the sound, she does if you can't get there and get a ticket and see it that way, you can go online on our Facebook page quite more often than not, and you'll see streaming on there, and it's pro mixed audio, so it's not the normal audio that you would get. Golden's in there mixing a pro mix through the QSC Pro Mix of the audio as well. So it's kind of a lot of ways to kind of see, and there's ways for you to donate online to those musicians and to the streaming process as well. So lots of ways to help.
Wonderful, incredible.
Shout out to Golden Preciado.
Yeah, she's the best.
She's the girl. She's the woman right there.
And not a bad seat in the house.
No,
There's not.
that's for sure.
There's not. And the food quality.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, even if you have dietary issues, there are some clean food choices on the menu. I'm just saying.
A little something for everybody.
That's right. Yep. Thank you so much, Jasper from Campus Jax. Thank you for spending time with us tonight.
It was my pleasure. And thank you, and thank Brent from KOCI. We love you guys.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you so much. We'll see you again.
Sounds good.
Good. Thank you.